Welcome to the Multidimensional Creator. I'm Evangeline Hemrick, your host. Side effects of listening to this podcast may include becoming radically sovereign over your life and taking full responsibility, breathing deeper, moving in new ways that make you feel really good, doing energy work on yourself, your animals, your land, and the planet. Trusting your intuition, grounded clarity, and inspiration. So consult your intuition before proceeding further with the podcast.
All right, beautiful souls. First thing I want to say to you is you are not behind. You are not behind in whatever you are attempting to do in your life. Let that land. Let's take a cleansing breath together and just settle into that. I've had a lot of people reach out to me about the 7-day frequency reset and say, yeah, this is going to be my opportunity to finish something. I buy a lot of courses and then I don't finish them. Well, we're going to unpack that a little bit today because I think there's some divine potential to recreate and reframe what timeline you're on. Because when I hear people say they're behind, and I know not everyone offers courses that you can download and you can keep the information forever. I know some people do present their courses with a sense of urgency, and that's just not a timeline or the type of course I like to purchase. But if you have those where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm falling behind. I'm behind in this coursework. Or, behind compared to what? According to whose timeline? I'm listening to a book right now that I bought, 7-8 years ago. And I read the book 7 or 8 years ago. It just didn't land. It didn't move me like it's moving now. In the audio too, because I love audio. It's free on Spotify if you want to look at it. It's called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. I read that book and I don't remember a thing about it. But now it's time. It's just resonating with me so deeply. And it's a very poor recording. It's old. It's very old. The guy, I like his voice. I like the noisiness in the background. I like it that he says, now insert the next CD. And I love it that people took the time to put this quantum physics information out, and I want to listen to it every day. So was I behind back 7 or 8 years ago when I was reading it, and I just wasn't getting it. I just wasn't a vibrational match to this information until now. So if you are feeling behind in any kind of a course, I want you to create some space for yourself with me right now. Or maybe you're just feeling behind on a project or something that you just really want to get accomplished. And I understand that. And I do understand that there are different trajectories that we are on. Like, for instance, I had a massage therapist student one time, and he was coming from being an engineer at a company called Tyco. So interesting. He decided to just deep dive into holistic healing and leave his career as an engineer. And he was receiving sessions from me, mentoring as he was building this new career in holistic healing. And people were looking at him like, what in the world? Like, you've got 5 kids and you're a very highly respected engineer. What? And you're going to massage therapy school? And he was like, I have to do this. He said, but I feel like I'm about 2 years behind on soul path. And I totally get what he was saying. And that was a different thing. Your soul path trajectory, being in the right place at the right time so that your soul can coordinate what you came here to do. That requires deep listening. That requires faith and trust and just having peace that whatever happens is taking you to where your soul wants you to be. That, my friends, is different than the shame and blame we put on ourselves when we purchase an online course and then we don't finish it. Sometimes that's because of the way the course is created. So we're going to remove that shame right now. It's not necessarily laziness or self-sabotage. It could be overwhelm. It could be that you don't have the space to integrate the information yet. And that's why my courses, if you buy it, it's yours forever. I'm getting ready to take all of my courses off Teachable, which is my big Beltane power move. As I'm recording this, it's almost Beltane, which is the halfway point between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. I am taking all my courses off a platform that I've been on for years. And there's like a death process to that for me, which particularly this full moon in Beltane is bringing up for people. So things are dying so that you can make room for the new, so that you can make room for being this multidimensional creator that you are. So you may have just not had the space to integrate the information yet. And for me, it's going to be incredibly important that all of my students are informed that yes, this platform's getting ready to go down. Go on there, download whatever you want, or it'll be back up later sometime and you can access it. It is easy to put off the things that we want to learn. So I'm not talking about procrastination. That is something that we can transmute. That is something that we can heal inside of ourselves. But what if nothing is wrong with you? What if the structure of a particular course just didn't honor your rhythm? So this offering that I have coming up is like nothing that I've ever done. The 7-day frequency reset is something different than that urgency mode. And I wanted to make it small enough that you could actually complete it and rewire that part of your nervous system that doesn't complete things. So if you need that satisfaction, that dopamine reward of, I did it, you can do it with the frequency reset very easily. But each of these days of teachings that include videos that you can hang out with me at your own pace, at your own time, honoring your own learning style, there's none of that urgency. There's none of that, I have to rush and finish this within 7 days. We have a lot of conditioning in our productivity, and I have really come up against that in teaching online courses and in teaching adults in person as a massage therapy instructor for years, as a continuing ed instructor for energy healing, massage therapy. We're hard on ourselves, and we're also saboteurs of ourselves. At least we were in that old paradigm. That is no more. That is why I have built this education ecosystem to show you that learning can be joyful, that being with me in these virtual spaces is fun, that this is not heavy. I have had to work so much with people who've come into my courses over the last 5-6 years that have been like so bogged down with it from the beginning. And the very first one I created, I told you all, was shamanism. And I was like, why are you doing this if you're not having fun? This is a joy. This topic is the love of my life. Come to this with so much lighthearted curiosity and the playfulness of a 5-year-old, or don't come at all. Because if you come with that heavy burden to something that you want to learn, that is not going to be very fun. And why are you paying and doing this in your very short amount of spare time? Why? So that brings me to, as I say to you, that you are not behind, and neither am I. And I would normally right now be in such a promotion mode for this launch of this new container, and I haven't been. And this very well may come to be my favorite container I've created so far. What actually has happened, instead of me doubling down on promotions, dropping content all the time, I chose my life. I chose the people that I love instead, because I've done the hard work. I've created the courses. I've built an online business. Now is the time for me to take my mom to the beach, which is what I did last week, and soak up my wonderful cousin who came out here to see me from LA, who I haven't seen in a long time. I've been wrapped up in presence, laughter, love, making memories. And I had the realization that, oh wow, this is the first time I've launched a program and I have not felt behind or like, oh, I should be doing this and this and this and this to promote this. Now, granted, you can't run an online educational container if you don't tell people about it. But you also can set your frequency, which is what we're going to do in this online container that you can come into anytime you want. And you get to keep the information forever. And so there's none of this urgency, salesy, act now. The doors are closing. The doors are not going to close. My door will be open to you. This is how I run my online education containers. And I don't care if that's not what people are used to. I don't care if that's not the thing to do in the online education space, because I'm making my own educational empire around energy work and transformation. So I don't really care what anybody else is out there doing. I am living my life this way, and I'm not interrupting my success. This is my success. This is why I built this life. This is why I want to help holistic healers, light workers, those that are in continual service to humanity and the planet. I want to help you succeed in the online space. This is what I do. So let's talk about redefining discipline and devotion. Let's talk about those courses that you are actually really lit up by, that you just haven't been visiting the login. Maybe you can't find your login password or whatever. Let's change that today. Let's just decide that today's the day that you complete that training, that you jump back in there, you email the support for that online education, just like you could email me and my support team, and you could say, I can't get into my course. That's all it takes. And there's going to be somebody there to help you. So you're not anti-discipline. You're redefining what discipline and devotion mean for you in regards to the things that you want to learn and the person that you are becoming. I have found that in teaching people and mentoring people in online containers, I do not want to cram transformation into a tight window because it doesn't work. True discipline returns you to your practice over and over and over. You can ask any yogi or Tai Chi master that you are going to continually come to the practice. So that's why I want to have the mentoring that I am getting ready to share with you in the 7-day frequency reset, which is for anyone. It doesn't matter who you are or what you do. You need to know the tools that I'm going to teach you to enhance your life. And so whenever you come across this, you can go to my website, you can go to my Instagram, my Facebook, all my places, and you can contact me and say, I want the 7-day frequency reset. Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good to just reframe all the things that we want? It creates more time prosperity. Having enough time is a frequency. We're going to talk about that in the reset. We're going to expand our capacity to hold ease, to hold presence and non-rushed success. We're going to handle our nervous systems with so much care, and we're going to feel so safe that they can actually hold the abundance that will be created, the abundance that we are, that will be remembered. I chose Beltane, this moment of the seasonal year that gets celebrated a lot. It gets celebrated with fertility rites, with flowers, with rituals and celebrations of just like partying it up in the old ways where people were tuned in to nature and how the sun works and how the earth works. I chose this date because it is very sexual in nature, and I say that from a creative standpoint, not from a romance to people. It definitely can be a baby making time. Beltane is traditionally known for that in the ancient celebrations, but I'm speaking more from the projects we want to birth, the books that are inside you, the courses that are inside you that you want to build, the podcast that you want to do, all the things that you want to do. Beltane is a highly fertile time for that. And then this particular Beltane has this influence also of a full moon in Scorpio that makes the things that no longer serve you, the things that are in your way, that have been in the way of what you want, those things are dying. And there's an honoring of that as well. But truthfully, I chose Beltane because I'm walking this reset alongside of you. When we create from the heart, the medicine that we offer is the medicine that we ourselves need and receive. So this is something that I'm living with you in real time. And then for those of you who come in later, that transmission of my healing is your healing. My reset is your reset. So in all authenticity, I'm just being me. I'm ready to do a reset, and I'm just going to bring anybody else along that wants to come on that ride and benefit from it too. And we'll do it together. It reminds me of that Mayan saying, En Lakesh. And I think it's En is like one word, and then Lakech, I believe, En Lakesh. Or it could be an SH. I see it spelled both ways, and I don't speak Mayan, so I don't know. En Lakesh, I am another you. My healing is your healing. The transmissions, the detoxes, the resets that I offer are as much going to benefit me as they are you or anybody who ever comes into that course. And I want you to keep that in mind, because I hope that you are creating your own educational programs. You know who's going to benefit the most from whatever you teach? You. And then the more you fully step into the authenticity of that and live it as you share it, the ripple out effect is just amazing. And then you're going to help so many other people. So in closing, you are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to integrate what your life is giving you right now. So where have you been rushing? You can reflect on that and ask yourself, where have I been feeling out of time, not in abundance and prosperity with time? And what would it feel like to trust my own timing? Maybe the timeline and trajectory you've been trying to keep up with was never yours anyway. And it's time for you to create your own. Would you like to reset yourself to the highest frequency available to you? Come join me. And you know what? You can do that anytime you want, because you are free.
Thank you for spending time with me today. If this episode supported you, come connect with me on Instagram at Evangeline Hemrick. You can find my website, evangelinehemrick.com. And we also have a supportive community for multidimensional creators like you on Facebook. To go deeper with me in one-on-one work, you can book a private session with me on my website. Until next time, stay embodied, stay sovereign, and keep listening to your intuition.